Let's jump right into this. Today, we're diving straight into the high-stakes, mostly invisible world of cutting-edge cybersecurity. We're talking about the exact concept that dictates the balance of power in our heavily connected world. Digital heists, invisible lockpicks, and the hidden vulnerabilities that keep security experts wide awake at night. Welcome to The Explainer.
So, think about this for a second. What if a hacker found a critical security flaw and absolutely nobody else on the planet knew it existed? Not the public, not the antivirus companies, not even the software devs who built the system in the first place. What could they actually do with that kind of secret? Hack a bank? Infiltrate massive enterprise servers? Steal millions of passwords? Or maybe even sabotage physical national infrastructure? Well, the terrifying answer is yes, all of the above. And this specific kind of hidden threat actually has a name.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the anatomy of a zero-day. Then, how hackers find these invisible flaws, followed by real-world attacks. We'll uncover the million-dollar underground market, show you how to protect your digital life, and finally, look at how AI is completely rewriting the rules of the game.
Part 1. Anatomy of a zero-day. The mechanics of the flaw.
Okay, so software, when you really get down to it, is just lines of code written by humans. And humans make mistakes, right? So as long as we're writing code, there will inevitably be errors. Before we can even talk about a zero-day, we need to understand what a basic vulnerability is. In programming, you have logic errors, memory errors, access control issues, and when these slip through, they become security loopholes. Imagine typing a weird, unexpected string of text into a totally normal login box, and instead of just saying error, the whole program crashes. Or, even crazier, it gets confused and just hands you full administrator privileges. That unintended gateway? That is a vulnerability.
Now, what separates a normal bug from a zero-day? It's all about time. Why call it a zero-day? Because when the attack drops, the software vendor has literally had 0 days to prepare. With a normal vulnerability, the vendor knows about it, they release a patch, your antivirus catches it, you're good. But with a zero-day, the vendor is completely blind. There's no patch. Your antivirus? Yeah, it usually won't see it coming. Pulling this off is insanely difficult for a hacker, but the danger level is absolutely off the charts because they're striking a completely unguarded target.
Moving on to Part 2. Finding the hidden flaws. Peeling back the code.
A lot of people picture hackers just aggressively mashing their keyboards until they magically break into a mainframe. Yeah, that's just the movies. The reality is way more tedious. It's a deeply methodical investigation that starts with manual code review. Imagine sitting down and reading through over 100,000 lines of code. These vulnerability researchers are basically digital detectives, hunting for microscopic errors. They're scanning for highly technical missteps, things like buffer overflows where data just spills out of its assigned memory, or use-after-free bugs where a program tries to access memory it already emptied, plus race conditions and core logic bugs. It takes a massive amount of patience.
But they aren't just reading. They also use a really cool technique called fuzzing, which is literally just pushing software until it breaks. Instead of giving a program a normal input, like typing the word hello, they bombard the program with massive amounts of totally abnormal data. They might inject a string of 10,000 A's or force-feed it weird binary data. The goal is simple: make it crash. Because if it crashes, you've just found a crack in the armor.
But what if the attacker doesn't actually have the original source code? Well, that is where reverse engineering comes in. They use specialized, heavy-duty tools like Ghidra, IDA Pro, or Binary Ninja to deconstruct the compiled software. They're essentially working backwards, translating raw machine code into something readable so they can figure out exactly how the software operates under the hood.
But here's the absolutely crucial point. Just finding a vulnerability doesn't mean you can magically hack a system. Crashing the program is only step one. To do real damage, the attacker has to develop a zero-day exploit. This is the custom, malicious code crafted to weaponize that specific flaw. The exploit is the actual vehicle that lets the attacker execute arbitrary code, open a backdoor connection to their own servers, silently drop malware, or seize total control of system privileges.
Part 3. Real-world cyber attacks. The evidence.
Make no mistake, these aren't just lab experiments. 0 days are the primary weapons in the biggest digital conflicts of our time. Back in 2010, the Stuxnet worm shocked the world. It was a masterclass in cyber warfare using multiple Windows 0 days at the exact same time to infiltrate Iran's nuclear facilities and literally destroy physical centrifuges. Then look at everyday software, like Google Chrome. Attackers are constantly targeting its V8 JavaScript engine to achieve what's called a sandbox escape, meaning just visiting a sketchy website could compromise your entire machine. And remember the Microsoft Exchange attack? a massive zero-day hit hundreds of thousands of enterprise email service all over the globe. The scale of these attacks is staggering.
Part 4. The million-dollar market, the real-world stakes.
Because finding a flawless, unpatched vulnerability is so incredibly rare, a massive, hidden economy has exploded around them. And yes, we are talking millions of dollars. On the exploit market, a reliable, fully functioning zero-day for a modern, fully updated system like Windows and iPhone or Android can pull in astonishing numbers, anywhere from tens of thousands to well over several $1 million for just one exploit. The people capable of finding these are so few and far between, the market value just skyrockets. So you're probably thinking, wait, is some hacker really going to burn a $3 million zero-day on my personal laptop? Honestly, no. You aren't the primary target. Zero days are precious, so attackers save them for high-value entities, government agencies, defense contractors, massive financial institutions. However, and this is a huge however, once that zero-day is inevitably discovered and made public, every opportunistic hacker out there starts using it. That is when everyday users like us become the collateral damage.
Which brings us to Part 5, protecting your digital life, the defense.
So how do you survive the crossfire? You obviously can't entirely prevent a zero-day. Nobody knows it exists yet. But you can absolutely crush your risk profile with 4 simple steps. Step 1, update your stuff. Constantly. Windows, Linux, your phone, everything. Once a zero-day goes public, vendors race to patch it. That update is literally your shield. Step 2, stop downloading sketchy software. No cracked apps, no random APKs, no weird email links. That's exactly how exploits get in. Step 3, use the principle of least privilege. Don't do your everyday web browsing on an admin or root account. If you get hit, the malware audits the permissions you're currently using. And Step 4, turn on multi-factor authentication. Even if an exploit grabs your passwords, MFA puts a massive brick wall between the attacker and your accounts.
Finally, Part 6. The AI cyber arms race, the future.
The entire cybersecurity landscape is shifting beneath our feet right now. And the biggest wildcard is artificial intelligence. AI is accelerating everything we just talked about today. On the offensive side, hackers are already using AI to scan massive code bases, flag potential errors, and generate ridiculously complex test cases for fuzzing in fractions of a second. Zero days are going to be found way faster. But on the defense, security teams are deploying AI to instantly spot anomalies and even write and deploy automatic patches before a human even realizes there's a problem. We are literally watching the dawn of an automated security war, AI versus AI. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to completely rethink how you look at the news. Next time you see a headline flashing, "Major Zero-Day Discovered," do not just scroll past it like it's another minor tech glitch. Understand what that actually means. In that exact moment, there is a global, unpatched weakness in our digital infrastructure, and it is actively being weaponized out in the wild before anyone can fix it.
I'll leave you with this to chew on. In the security world, the demons we know are manageable. Known vulnerabilities can be tracked, patched, and mitigated. But it's the unknown vulnerabilities, the zero days silently lurking in the shadows of our code, that are the true threat to our connected world. So, with AI speeding up this digital arms race, who do you think will find the next massive flaw first? The machines protecting us, or the ones trying to break in? Stay vigilant, keep your systems updated, and thanks for joining me on this explainer. See you next time.